The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Hek'ma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. You are in the Players Lounge in the SWBC podcast studio. This is the Dallas Cowboys headquarters in Frisco, Texas. I'm Newy Scruggs along with Hek'ma Harrison. Barry Church took the day off. Cowboys scored 3 field goals. They lose 49-3. They're now 3-3, one game back in first place of the division going into the bye week this week. Then it is a trip to the San Francisco 49ers on NBC Sunday Night Football. Hek'ma Harrison, a little different than last week.
Yeah. No loafs today. No loafs in here today, Newy.
It's good, save money.
Yeah, no loafs at all. Well, you're going to take your lap. You're the one that went with the sheet of integrity. You're the one that predicted this outcome. You predicted it. So go ahead.
Hek'ma, you were there with us.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man, about the sheet of integrity. You were there.
Yeah, I was.
Initially, you knew.
Mm-hmm.
I knew. We all knew. But in the end, you're looking for 2 for 2. I get it. And unfortunately, when we did the show on Friday, we did not know Eric Kendricks was out.
Nope.
Their leading tackler. He's been a very good player in this defense for the Cowboys. And when I saw that happen, because we already left, got the practice report, said he was out, I was like, oh no.
It was all bad, so sad now, right?
I mean, you're missing so many people. And for the folks who got on defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer, I just simply sat in my office and I was talking to my producer, Victor Witt. I said, is it the carpenter or the carpenter's tools? Look at who is out there.
Right.
There were guys out here. How do I pronounce his name?
Yeah, who is he?
Right, the old Charles Black, who he is. So you're trying to figure that out.
Right.
And this is a good football team. So this is what I said last night, Channel 5, with Clarence Hill.
Yeah, y'all did a good job, by the way.
And I think this is a fair thing to say after 6 games. This is a team that's good enough to beat a 500 team and a bad team, but they're not good enough to beat good teams. Detroit is a good football team. You can't run the ball. You can't stop the run. In this league, that's a recipe for a 500 football team.
Right.
And right now, you look at the schedule, it's tough. This was Detroit's possessions yesterday when you read it. First possession, touchdown. Second possession, field goal. Third possession, touchdown. Then it goes field goal, touchdown, end of half. Here comes the second half. Touchdown, field goal, touchdown, downs, end of game. Meanwhile, you look at the Cowboys. First possession, field goal. Second possession, end zone. Ball was at the 7-yard line.
Right.
Dak throws a pick. So then it's punt, downs, field goal, end of half, field goal, fumble, interception, fumble. One team is scoring at will. The other team cannot get out of their own way. Hard to win like that.
492 yards on you in your building is hard to accept. No one's going to allow you to accept the injuries. You could talk about it all you want to, but every team in the league is dealing with that. 4 of your main guys, 2 of your main guys for sure in your defensive front are gone. You got embarrassed. And this has been a reoccurring theme at home, being embarrassed, being gashed basically in the run. 308 even in the passing game, but it's the 184 in the running game that I think really set everything off, because Montgomery and Gibbs, not only were they rushing for positive yards, they were not getting touched until they were getting to the second level of your defense. But let's come on. This is a Players Lounge, so let's do it, right? Let's talk about the fact that Dan Campbell came in here with an agenda, and his agenda was to rub your nose in it. Yeah, it was to embarrass you. You've seen enough, Newy, you've seen enough football games where you haven't seen offensive coordinators strut their stuff by lining up a offensive tackle in the slot position. Come on now. You've seen enough football to see a team not throw it to their left tackle in the end zone. You've seen enough football to see a team not do a hook and ladder when you have a team down by said amount of points.
There was payback. There was payback there.
No, this was personal.
Well, that's a part of the payback.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a part of the payback, and I'm not mad at it. You know what to do. Go stop them. They didn't do it. Can you please read for me the starting defense for the Cowboys yesterday? Just read these last names.
Yeah. So at defensive end, you had Lawson. Defensive tackles were Odigizua and Smith. Your other defensive end was Golston. Overshawn was your linebacker. Leofau, Clark, Diggs, Olawari, Wilson, and Hooker were your safeties.
Okay. And off that list, we can say there's Odigizua, Smith, Diggs, Wilson, Hooker. Five dudes who we thought would be starters for this team.
Right.
Bro, this is not good.
No.
This is where I'm not giving any passes.
You can't.
I'm not giving any passes.
You can't.
But at the same time, when we want to assign blame, I would like to say, I was talking to my daughter the other day about context. This is what happens when you build a football team and you don't have depth. So what happens when you build a football team and right out of the gate, we see there are issues. It just got worse for the Cowboys. The GM hasn't been GMing.
Okay.
It showed yesterday against a good team. I said last week on the Players Lounge, I would not be surprised if this Detroit Lions team plays in the Super Bowl. They've got enough talent in this NFC to win it.
Yeah.
And so good team like Detroit, they can run it. They can make explosive plays in the receiving game.
Absolutely.
They've got a defense that can get it done. The Cowboys warts are exactly what they didn't need. They could just peel back the warts and just go at you. You can't run the ball.
Yeah. And
baby.
And also here are your offensive starters: Lamb, Tolbert, Tyler Smith, Bass, B.B. Martin, Steele, Ferguson, Turpin, Prescott, and Dowdle.
Terrence Steele has had a rough year.
Of course.
He's had a rough year.
Are we going to even start talking about number 70 and the rough night that he had yesterday?
And I'm just going down the line.
Okay.
So Terrence Steele right now is my biggest disappointment on the offensive line. And I say my biggest disappointment because you're a veteran now. You have been compensated well. And dudes is running through you.
Yeah.
We knew, I shouldn't say we, I felt Tyler Guyton was going to have a challenge. Going from the right side, going to the left, not a whole lot of experience, and then having the ability to talk to Nate Newton like we do as a part of the DallasCowboys.com family. And he has struggled. He was healthy yesterday. They didn't play him. They also said he wasn't as healthy as he needed to be.
That report sounded shady.
It's about like my man Phillips. Oh, his wrist hurt. He's like, my wrist good. So now he ain't healthy.
Yeah.
So and Dak like, I'm not.
Yeah.
So my concern about two rookies being on the offensive line. So it's a challenge. And Zach Martin. If Zach Martin makes the Pro Bowl this year, it'll be very interesting because he's not the best guard they have on the team anymore. The offensive line is a problem. And Dak Prescott, while he did not look good yesterday, 17 to 33, 178 yards, 2 picks, a red zone pick, which was his fault. Dude was running for his life.
Yeah.
Tom Brady talked about in the broadcast. The dude was throwing off his back foot the entire time. So your offensive line is not good. Your quarterback was not good for the second week in a row in terms of throwing red zone picks. You can't do that. You can't do that. And you and CeeDee Lamb, $60 million quarterback, $30 million receiver, and they're not connecting here. That's a problem. And the run game is it. And by the way, I want to hear Ezekiel Elliott complain about roll no more.
No.
8 carries, 17 yards, 2.1 average. He had more carries than Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle, 5 carries for 25 yards. What are we doing?
Yeah, it wasn't there.
What do we do? What are we doing? They ran the ball 17 times for 53 yards, 3.1. You can't do that. Meanwhile, Detroit, 36 carries, 184 yards in the football game and had 2 touchdowns. Heck, you can't beat good teams if you can't run the football, if you can't block, if you can't not turn the ball over, which they had 5 yesterday. Detroit had the football 34 minutes and 43 seconds. We spoke about that before, too, last week.
Yeah,
you cannot
absolutely
put this defense on the field for over 30 minutes and not with the names of the dudes we just – by the way, Carl Lawson was on street. You're starting him out there. Chauncey Golston was a backup, and you throw him out there. It's along the way. It's just not good. It's not good. And at this point in time, in my opinion, Heck, and I stand by this, the way this team is built and the injuries they have right now, especially, because when guys coming back is one thing. Guys being healthy when they're back and being able to play at the level they were before they got, that's another. They're going to struggle to beat good teams. They'll beat average ones.
Yeah.
They'll beat below 500 ones. But the good ones, hey, man.
Well, the tape, here's the thing. The tape is out. Everybody's seen the same thing. We talked about last week the time of possession, but also the number of rushing attempts that you would have. Like I said, man, you have 36. They're going to run the ball between 35 and 40 times. And you saw that yesterday, and that's indicative of what you see in the time of possession. They were, again, talking about when the first contact was happening, it was happening at the second level. But also, this defensive line, I don't care about guys being behind someone else. You're 1% of the 1%. And at some point, Newy, does it not come down to pride? Does it not come down to pride and effort? Because yesterday I saw none of that.
Say his name.
Mozzie Smith.
And?
Blinval Joseph.
And?
Osa Diggy-Zua. You want to, come on, Chauncey Golston. We could keep going. I mean, because it's
Trayvon Diggs.
Look,
tape on Trayvon Diggs.
Wait a minute. Let me just come back, because I want to address in the trenches, the way that we got owned yesterday in the trenches. I said it, man. We hadn't seen an offensive line as good as this since we left since the Saints came here, okay, and demoralized us and showed the teach tape. Man, when these guys are at the line of scrimmage, being pushed back, being pushed into the linebackers, when it got into the second half and we couldn't even get lined up. Newy, that's embarrassing. From a football standpoint, Eric Kendricks is not going to play. Someone knows that the green dot is going to go to another player, and we can't get lined up before the scrimmage. What? Before that ball is snapped? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? What defense do you have where you have 300-pounders standing up at the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped? There isn't one. And to me, those are the little small things that just say, look, did you even practice last week? Because when I'm looking at a team that doesn't even look like there was – did you even scheme? Did you even scheme for this?
So you're right, but I also would come back and this is what happens when it all starts to fall apart and you've got dudes out here who aren't there on the reg, when you haven't had the depth, when you said all in and you didn't really go all in. Hek'ma, we knew this D-line had problems coming in. We talked about it all off season. Hey, man, what Mike Zimmer likes to play with, he doesn't have up front.
Yeah.
So it's exposed against a good team when you have the injuries. It's just exposed. They were able to take off the Band-Aids that you put on. It made it look good against Pittsburgh. They ripped them bad boys off, and they just poured a bunch of salt and vinegar and everything on there.
Else.
And there was nothing you really could do. So we can sit up here today and pound on them, and you're right to pound on them. But ideally, why are we surprised?
These are men. They are NFL football players. What are we talking? I mean, at some point, the expectation, you cannot get cut a break when you are a first-round draft pick. If you are out there and you have prepared the entire week and you're getting driven 5 yards off of the line of scrimmage, come on now, Newy. Okay. That's inexcusable.
All right,
that's inexcusable.
So if you want to talk about Mozzie, let's go here. Let's go with Mozzie. Mozzie's shown up for a couple games, but all of a sudden now you go up against some of the best. And the Lions are one of the, I would say, a top 3, top 5 offensive line in this league. Now you're going up against one of the best, and guess what? He couldn't meet the challenge.
Yeah.
Which goes back into why people are looking at Mozzie as a questionable first-round pick. You don't hit on them all, man. You don't hit on them all. And right now, Mozzie Smith leaves a lot to be desired as of what you were hoping for and what you thought you were getting. And a good team like this will expose you. Yeah. It exposed him. Now, this is a good football team.
Absolutely.
We're not going to be surprised to see them playing late into January again. If they're back in the NFC Championship game, we won't. They are not. The Cowboys are not as good as they were last year. The Cowboys lost too many guys defensively. Too many dudes went up to Washington, and the people they brought in here, and then they want to sit up here and sell us. Managers supposed to say we like our guys. We said on the Players Lounge, man, it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
What I call it, impossible meat. this is the bean burger. I mean, this is.
You went to you was the dollar menu?
Yeah, you did.
Linval Joseph was sitting at home. Carl Lawson sitting at home. How many dudes were sitting at home and then they said, who he is? That's not going to cut it against the Detroit Lions. We thought they would play closer. I thought they would lose. I had 26-21 Lions. Church had it 31-20. We had a 10-point lead. I mean, he had Cowboys losing by 10. But I thought they could keep it close. They can't. And now, heck, this is 4 games in 2024 where we see they can't. And by halftime, the game's decided.
Yeah.
On Jerry's birthday.
Throw that in there. That's even another sign of how disrespectful that game was, man. That was poor energy. That was poor effort.
Dan Campbell poured into his old boss. Let's take a break. We'll end quickly today because Mike McCarthy's scheduled to talk at 2:30. Let's dive into the head coach because on social media you saw people questioning whether or not Mike should get fired, what happens. Talk about what Jerry had to say after the game about Mike McCarthy and his job status. He's Hek'ma Harrison. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys! Back to the Players Lounge.
Players Lounge.
Y'all
Go
wanna
ahead,
read?
Hek'ma Harrison. Go ahead. Read it.
The Cowboys take on the 49ers in Santa Clara on Sunday, October 27th. So we're hosting another free watch party presented by 7-Eleven. Join us at the Miller Lighthouse at AT&T Stadium to watch the game with Cowboy Nation. Cue Thunderstruck because the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders are performing and Rowdy will be there too. Watch the game, grab a Slurpee, and cheer loud. Get your free tickets at DallasCowboys.com/watch party.
Thank you, Hek'ma Harrison. Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. Barry Church is out today, so Hek'ma Harrison, Newy Scruggs, we are going to take you
This is a new one. This is a new one. See, I expected loaded clip. You know what I mean? I come in here, you know, you good. That's okay. That's all right. Go ahead, Newy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Did you finish watching Mr. McMahon on Netflix?
I'm into it. I'm into it. I'm almost there. So
okay. So
am I the heel? You're the heel? Which one is it? Which way we
What I
go?
was gonna say is you know, when you finish watching it, you'll understand a little bit of how I operate the show.
Okay.
A little bit more about that.
That's right.
Okay. There's idealism, life the way you'd like it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's realism, life the way it really is.
Okay.
A lot of fans are in the idealism realm, and Jerry lives in the idealism realm because he talks about how he's the ultimate optimist. He's like, to me, 1 + 1 needs to equal 3. That's Jerry's world. I'm sitting up in here, and I've been talking about this all off season about being in the realism of, man, your offensive and defensive lines concern me. I am worried. You cannot win in this league if you're not strong there. And the Cowboys are not strong. They had question marks on the offensive line. I think a lot of people wanted to give Tyler Guyton the benefit of the doubt because of the past draft picks and because Tyler Smith is so good. I think now we just really need to realize Tyler Smith is just a really elite prospect that they got, and he has an opportunity to be
He's a unicorn,
a special player
right.
for this team. Tyler Guyton's going to take some time. And I think fans didn't want to realize that. And then Tyler Smith played a lot at Tulsa. Tyler Guyton didn't. I talked to Gary Patterson, his old coach who recruited him at TCU. And one thing I didn't realize, Guyton was more of a basketball player in high school. And then Gary sees he's a basketball player, recruits him as a tight end. Starts his career as a tight end at TCU, ends up, moving the offensive line, goes to Oklahoma, plays offensive line. He hasn't played a lot of football. He's a big guy. He has ability. It's just going to take him some time to get there. And this schedule we talked about, man, this dude had to come out here out the gate facing good players, man. Yeah. And it's been a challenge. And now I'm not going to call him a bust like we've looked at Mozzie Smith. I'm just looking at this guy and saying it's going to take him a minute. Yeah. It's been a problem. Terrence Steele Terrence Steele's the guy.
That was my next question. Then where do you go with Terrence Steele?
Terrence Steele's the guy that you're looking at.
What is this? Yeah, absolutely.
You used to be beautiful.
Yeah. What is this?
You used to be beautiful.
Hey, man, now you see all the warts and blemishes. I mean, it's there. But also, if you watch enough football, we're sitting there watching this Giants in Cincinnati game. There's plenty.
You watched it?
But there's plenty to be desired, basically, on both of those squads. I mean, the Giants are shorthanded, not only and pretty handicapped in a lot of ways by their offense, okay? But still they go out and compete. If you're not getting that from your defense and on your offense, and you want to talk about Trayvon Diggs, let's talk about it. Let's have this conversation.
Well, wait. Okay. Giants, Bengals. Giants are not a good team.
No.
The Bengals are not a good team.
Right. And they're 1-4.
Bad defense.
Absolutely.
Offensive line is bad. So, okay, two bad teams got together.
I'm talking about competing. Regardless of that. We're going to talk about the ones that have of rare air, which we consider to be Detroit in right now. We consider to be Detroit with the San Franciscos of the world, and everybody doesn't play to the same standard that we saw yesterday versus with us against Detroit. I'm just saying, when you get your butt kicked the way that we did, and you don't have it, you can't turn on the film and see any silver lining in anything you did yesterday. What's that? You asked what was the identity all week last. What's the identity? What do we have? Hey, this is a Dak Prescott-led team. How far did that get you yesterday?
But this ain't the first time we've seen these dudes look like the Saints tore them apart. For half, the Ravens ate up in them till they decided to just rest up and then, guess we better finish this thing. Right. But this is not anything new. They started off the year at home getting tore up. A good team is whooping that trick.
Yeah, really.
That is what is happening. You good? Dudes out here making Pro Bowl, putting up Pro Bowl numbers out here. Tight end running free out here, 52 yards. I mean, this team is not good.
You kidding
okay?
Me. The double reverse flicker. The double reverse flicker.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like that. They tried they did it. All I'm talking about it, to me, what I'm most disappointed about in the 47-9 loss is the effort. I saw guys getting drugged yesterday. I saw guys making serious decisions. Is it going to be cans, or are we going to go to Acapulco? It was for real decisions being made. Do I want to get this shoulder scoped in the offseason?
That wave.
Yeah, what is that? What is that? Come on, what is that? What is this? There's Olay, and then there's the wave.
Let him block me up, then I'm gonna get off.
Come on, man. Come on. No. I mean, and even look, and that's why on that, like this guy James Williamson yesterday. Oh my God. I mean, you talk about a guy that's having his way with the secondary. I mean, remember that play? They missed him wide open. They missed him wide open on one play, and then they came back and they ran the exact same play.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Run it again, guys. Run it again.
When your OC does that, do
it again.
When he does, that's it.
Got the look we want. Do it again. Come on, do it again.
He didn't even sit in the play. He just
like practice. Got it. Run it again. We got the looks we want.
Come on, man. Come on.
Or Diggs is just turning around, running. Touchdown. Then I'd love to know, and Chris Bean, tell me if you can get me the secret audio. What was being said on the side? What was Diggs saying on the sidelines after that? Where they weren't lined up, and next thing you know, they quick snap him and they bust him. And look, this leads back to what we led to before the break. Mike McCarthy's job. We know he's got no contract next year. It's all on him to try to figure out something. Jerry did not go all in like we thought in terms of the weapons and what they would acquire. They lost a lot of stuff. As the play caller yesterday, he was not good. He was good against Pittsburgh, but boy, he flunked the test against the Lions. The effort you talk about, that comes to a coaching standpoint there. Like, hey, bro, where are your guys at? There's a lot there that Mike McCarthy took a hit yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
I can't defend that, nor should it be defended.
We talked about at the beginning of the season that when the summertime started and he didn't have a contract, that was basically signifying to your whole locker room that he was going to be a lame duck coach. And if you have millionaires and guys in your locker room that know that they're going to be here, what are you setting your head coach up for? At 3-3 right now, and you have a listless team out there playing that look like obviously they're not paying attention to their coach or even playing with any pride. When all of this starts to circulate, you've lost the locker room and all this talk. I mean, come on, what position did you put Mike McCarthy in to start the season, and with the talent that you're basically saying is out there?
You're correct. And last week against Pittsburgh, we were praising Mike. But I go back into, once again, look at the competition. The Steelers got beat by Vegas. I mean, the Steelers they beat Vegas out there, but Vegas isn't a good team. The Steelers are a 500 team most likely. Under Mike Tomlin, they don't lose. So it's probably 500 team, or maybe they're 9-8, okay? But they've got issues. A good team, if you're a good team, in 2024, if you're a good team, you roll up in at AT&T Stadium, you about to tear up the Cowboys, like a Thanksgiving dinner, turkey leg at the fair. By the way, almost got one of those on Saturday.
Did you?
I didn't. I just got the corn dog, but I saw that turkey leg get smoked.
So it's a big difference between turkey leg and the tofurkey that I eat on Thanksgiving.
I wouldn't even do that, man.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Ain't it a big difference? Ain't it a big difference between tofurkey and turkey? Come on.
No toe nothing. Just give me the sides. Give me some dressing, some cranberry, some mashed potatoes. I'm not even gonna mess with no tofu turkey. No.
Tofu turkey.
No, thank you. So this is a problem from the top down.
Yeah.
Okay, the GM's not GM. The owner set all in. He didn't go all in. They can't beat good teams. You're going to go out to San Francisco off your bye week.
They're 3-3, by the way, also. So I just want to mention that.
And the Cowboys will not be favored. Okay. San Francisco understands the blueprint.
Okay.
So maybe they'll play them closer after bye week, but it is what it is. All right, Hek'ma Harrison, I've let you endure enough.
Yeah.
You got through it, buddy. You got
through
it.
Thank you.
All right. I'm Newy Scruggs. He's Hek'ma Harris's Players Lounge. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,